and open it up to some questions for Brianna Jones. Please raise your hand and I'll call on you. Alexa.
Hey, Bree. Just curious what the focus is in the scout heading into the game today.
Hi. Yeah, we're just focusing on our defensive principles and doing everything that we've been doing defensively and just executing offensively and just trying to disrupt them, trying to make all their shots difficult and got to keep Sylvia out of the paint so they're going to go at her.
Being in this kind of new role over the starting last season, but also this season too, how much do you just embrace being able to go up against, people like Sylvia Fowles or, even, like Brittany Griner, all the people you've been going up against, and specifically someone like Sylvia today?
Yeah, it's always a tough matchup for me, just, being undersized and everything, but I always enjoy it. I like the physical play. I like to battle on the post. So I think for me, I enjoy playing post like Sylvia, and she's a great player. She's really skilled, so it's going to be a tough matchup. But I'm looking forward to going at her too.
Thank you,
Erica.
Thank you. Hi, Bree. I had a question regarding the Connecticut Sun play in the Commissioner's Cup in particular. Obviously, the team is onto a great start, but actually sits at the top of the table in the Eastern Conference for the Commissioner's Cup. Is that something that the team discusses or even thinks about? What are your thoughts on the Commissioner's Cup?
It's not something that we place emphasis on specifically, but we definitely go into the Eastern Conference games, the Commissioner Cups games with a different kind of attitude, a different type of mentality, because we know it counts for more. But we go into every game the same way, prepared, and I think just sticking to what we do and being prepared for every game. That's led to our success this far. So if it's Commissioner Cup game, if it's a regular game, I think either way we're still going in just as hard and just as willing to fight. So it doesn't matter too much as the Commissioner's Cup game for us, but we definitely have that in the back of our minds.
And that $500,000 pool, I'm sure doesn't hurt.
We've definitely talked about that. We all want a piece of that, but yeah.
Thank you.
Jacqueline.
Hey, Bree. I talked to Kurt yesterday about just having AT on the sidelines with you guys, especially when you travel, and how she's been really good at just, catching things that the coaches don't necessarily catch and pulling players aside. Thinking back on Friday's game, was there any particular moment where she pulled you aside and, talked to you about some things that you could improve, or, playing through those 5 fouls or anything like that?
Yeah, no, it's definitely great having AT on the sidelines. I personally call her like our coach AT over there this season. But playing DC last game, I talked to her about guarding Tina, because usually she has that matchup and she's a tough guard. But she definitely helped me through that and with the fouls and everything. So it's great having her on the sideline, that extra voice, especially because she's been through it and she's guarded these players.
And you also had some really nice assists to Dejanay in that first quarter to get you guys going on Friday. And you're averaging more assists that you were last year right now. Could you just talk a little bit about that part of your game?
I think for me this year, everything has slowed down a little bit more. So even when when I get a catch, it's not just, I'm not just looking for myself. I'm looking for other players too, and seeing where the defense is, who they're leaving, especially in the double teams, when they leave to come double. I'm definitely looking more for the open guard, and I think it's been a lot easier this year because everything's slowed down for me.
Thanks, Bree.
Rafiq.
Yeah, do you expect the Minnesota Lynx to be somewhat of a challenge since they're going to be trying to get their first win of the season?
Definitely. Minnesota, they're a great team, great coach team, and they're always coming to fight. And they've had really good games. They just have dropped a few. So I think, they're definitely hungry for a win, and it's going to be a tough game for us tonight.
Okay, thanks so much. If there's no other questions for Bree, we'll let her go.
Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, we'll begin to open up some questions for Kyla. Please raise your hand and I'll call on you. Jacqueline.
Hey, Kyla. I was wondering if you could just talk a little bit about Alyssa Thomas and her role on the sidelines. How important has it been that she, travels with everyone and she kind of plays that mini coach role on the sideline there?
Yeah, Alyssa is our leader on and off the court. So, we're missing her this year on the court physically, but she's always just been on the sidelines, just talking and helping us. Whether that, like you said, being a little mini coach, telling us what we need to do better on the floor and practice. She's always on the sidelines, like encouraging us or pulling us to the side, and just telling us, something that we know, especially like us younger players. She's always just in our ear, just making sure that we're seeing like different reads on the floor and we're making the right decisions and we're just playing hard. And one thing I like about Alyssa is she doesn't hold her tongue for anybody. So if we're playing bad, she is not afraid to say we're playing bad. And so that's something we need. We need somebody to always hold us accountable who aren't the coaches sometimes. And it just shows how much of a leader she is. Even though we don't have her on the floor, she's making a big impact on the sidelines for us.
Thank you.
Alexa?
Hey, Kyla. Obviously Minnesota's still searching for their first win, but what makes them a tough team to go up against, and what's just been the focus in the scout to prepare for the game?
Yeah, like you said, they're looking for their first win, so they're very hungry. We know that this is a good team. They didn't have a great start and their record is deceiving, but they have great players. They went to the semifinals last year, so we can't sleep on them despite their record. And yeah, we're just focused on our defense. That's where we get our energy. That's how we flow into our offense. And so we know it's going to be heavy. Sylvia Fowles is going to be getting the ball a lot. Nafisa and her high energy is going to be playing a huge role. Kayla McBride coming off screen and shooting. So that's just been our focus, just trying to limit their touches and just be really disruptive in that flow. They're going to be really hungry, searching for their first win. So we can't sleep on them because, they're going to come out ready to fight. They're a really good team.
Thank you.
Rafiq?
When you're going up against any team that's winless to the first 6 or 7 games or only a few wins, have you always been told never take an opponent for granted?
Oh yeah, for sure. This league is very small, so to be in this league is a blessing. You can't take any day for granted. And so, every single day I get to suit up and do what I love, and playing with this across my chest. It's just an opportunity that I have to take advantage of. So even though, some games, it could be blowouts and stuff, we have to sit there and still lock in because we're preparing for something more. We want to make a deep playoff run. And so, yeah, every day we just got to come prepared, no matter how tired we are, no matter, how monotonous it may get with a lot of film, a lot of traveling. It's just a blessing to be in this league. It's only 144 women. So a lot of people would want to trade places for us. And so we can't take advantage of that.
Erica?
Thank you. Hi, Kyla. Thank you for your time this morning. I wanted to ask you a couple of questions about the Commissioner's Cup. First, just what do you know about the Commissioner's Cup?
Yeah, they just actually kind of explained it to us because we've heard about it, but we didn't get a formal explanation. But we know it's like an Eastern Conference like tournament where whoever gets the best record within the first 10 games before the Olympic break will play against the person who has the best record in the West. And so we know it's going to be a nice opportunity, one, to get extra reps in, extra games in terms of the game that we get to play off in the championship game, the cup game. And then also just a reward for us and an extra competitive, driver for us to just, go out and compete. And so we're kind of really excited, especially with the prize money for both teams. I think that just, keeps it more competitive, gets people really excited and really amped to play and making sure we're really locked in on those first 10 Eastern games. And so, yeah, we're really excited, for that.
All right, I think you did a pretty good job there, and Connecticut's in pretty good position as of now. But you hit on something as far as it being a competition within the regular season and it being innovative. We've seen that throughout sports, but especially in women's sports leagues, that being innovative with a lot of different activations for players and certainly for fans and sponsors has been on the rise, especially during COVID-19, the 2020 season. What are your impressions about that and how the WNBA can be a part of that sports innovation?
I mean, it's just a great, like you said, a great way to just keep people entertained and very involved with these extra games, these cup games, building up the excitement of the best team in the West and the best team in the East. for prize money. So you know it's gonna be really competitive because, you know, people wanna win the money. And so it's just something that the WNBA has always done, you know, trying to get our games out there, you know, widen our fan base, you know, sign with Amazon Prime, you know, another source that we can get our games on. And so just always just trying to get our game out there so people can watch and so people can see how hard we work, how, you know, well we play and how well we compete. Like, this is a really good league. Every single game, for the most part, it's gonna be a tough battle, close game, and it's really fun to watch, and some people just don't watch it or they don't have the means to watch it. So being able to see it on all these different platforms, from Twitter to Facebook to Hulu and all that stuff, it's just great because it's just giving people more access.
Well, thanks again, Kylie. Enjoy your day and best of luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. That concludes media availability for today. We'll see you later.